Welcome to the Steve Reeve Podcast with the best moments from the past week and a few things that didn't make it to air. Monday.
This week began a little differently than most as we started things off with a 15-hour-long Rickroll with various versions of Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up, 1987 hit and loved song of all time. So we decided to announce the new 100.5 Cruz FM at 10:05 a.m. on Monday morning. But before then, we were having some fun, like this. Teachers' convention begins, at least for the vast majority of parents with the two major school districts. No classes Monday to Friday this week, in addition to all the Fridays that the kids seem to have off these days. But I think this one, no surprise, right? It's not sneaking up on anybody, and oftentimes a lot of parents do take an opportunity when possible for Teachers' Convention week to maybe take a little vacation, a little trip, have some fun. Maybe work is not letting you get out of town, but you still manage to get some extra fun done during the week because you have the opportunity during the days. But I think in a lot of cases, what it really boils down to is just having a real struggle of a time trying to figure out what to do with the kids, how to make sure the kids are taken care of during this week. It's a strain. It might be something that kind of, I don't know, drives you crazy. We never want to let you down, and we hope you never want to give up on us. 10:05 this morning. Be listening. Today begins a month of Roll Up the Rim. Once again in Canada, across our nation, people are going to be going back to the traditional way of rolling up that rim. Actually rolling it up physically, not just doing something on an app. Though the app is there when limited physical supplies do dwindle when it comes to this contest. It is going to be on for a month after all, and all of Canada's in on it. They're offering vehicles, vacations, gift cards, of course, stuff from Tim's as well. But you can, as long as you get one of those physical cups, use the whole technique, the chewing on it, the ripping at it, the trying to tear off the tab. The difference is keep your gross chewed up chunks of cup to yourself. Do not pass them over to the person across the counter like we used to. That's the part that stopped. But you do keep them because you need that for proof or to scan it to the app or something like that. Read the rules and regs. You'll figure it out. I just know that I'm going to be getting a whole lot of please try agains. Don't you hate when something just keeps happening over and over and over again like that?
Tuesday.
Times is tough, like I'm the first person to tell you that. You could have told me that. I know. But it's getting really rough at the grocery store. And not just here. We are paying a lot of money for things like eggs, but in the States, it seems to be fever pitch. That is a part of the conversation no matter what's going on. It's like, yeah, okay, but what about the price of eggs, though? It is getting so rough at the grocery store that realtors are offering free eggs as an incentive with the purchase of your new home. Think about that. A home, a mortgage, a bank loan or something like that compared to a carton of eggs. And that's the incentive that's being, maybe it's a lifetime supply, right? Like you're going to get a carton of eggs every couple of weeks for the rest of your, whatever. Still, just seems like an awkward offering, an awkward incentive. And all I can think of is Frank Reynolds.
Can I offer you a nice egg in this trying time?
Yeah, you can. Absolutely. 2, please.
It's time for Cruise Music News with Steve Reeve.
A huge number of artists, largely out of the UK, over 1,000, have jointly released an album of pure silence as a protest, specifically aimed at bringing awareness to some AI-related laws that are planned by the UK government. They are going to be rolling out basically a loosening of copyright laws that would allow any company to use their artificial intelligence platform to train, to learn, to scrape data without a license and without any respect to copyrighted work, as long as it's for text or data mining, unless artists choose to opt out. It should absolutely be the flip of that. Anybody should be free to opt in, but you shouldn't have to make an action in order to not be ripped off. Billy Corgan recently addressed some claims that were made 10 years ago. He said in an interview with GigWise in 2015 that he felt he didn't get the respect that he deserved as a musician and paved the way for bands like Muse and others. He has addressed that since, saying that it wasn't that he was upset with the bands themselves, he was feeling pushed aside by the way it was viewed by the media, and he felt like he had a big influence on things and wanted to be a part of it. Speaking of a big influence, Firefest came and went and, well, really didn't ever happen, and now they're going to try again. Fire Festival 2 is going to be in May. Dates, locations, and tickets have been announced. However, in what seems like the first red flag, there are no artists who have actually been announced as appearing for the festival that has tickets up for sale soon. I think that's a bit of a miss, and I'm going to be definitely missing it for sure, as is everybody, because I don't think it's going to happen. We'll see, though. We'll see.
You're listening to the Steve Reeve Podcast from 100.5 Cruz FM.
You know that we were messing with you yesterday with all of the Rick Astley, the Rickrolling. Now, the instruction given to me was to, essentially play dumb. Not really, say, oh, I don't know what's going on, and be deceitful like that, but really just let it sit as this Rickroll hours and hours and hours long thing that was going on. And so we were getting tons of phone calls. We were getting tons of text messages, and I kind of had to bite my tongue on stuff. But also it was spilling over to our sister station just down the hall at Play 103. They were getting phone calls spilling onto their contest line.
Wait, what's going on?
It's on repeat, Never Gonna Give You Up, since about 6 o'clock last night.
What?
I am dead serious.
Do
I
they?
just listen to it on the radio, and I listen to it on my app, and I'm like, what the man? Like, this is... Sorry.
No, you're. Are they saying anything about it?
No, I hear Steve Reeve kick in every once in a while, but nothing, like, out of the ordinary. I mean, it's like Rick Astley all day.
All day. Well, and they even went and doubled down on it, and they called up our engineer, Jake, to talk about, hey, do you know what's going on with our servers, our files, our databases? What the heck has happened, Jake?
Well, yeah, it's kind of complicated to explain. There's different categories, yada, yada, yada. But essentially, at some point, it would have been last night, the categories were changed over. I'm sure within the next little bit. I've been saying that for the past 4 hours. That will be back to normal. But, yeah.
Do we think it was, our error or hackers?
I mean, my instinct is, what did I do wrong? Is always my first go-to.
That is ultimately my own instinct as well. First thing I think is, what did I screw up? What did I get wrong? But no, I mean, thanks for throwing yourself on the grenade like that, Jake. But we did it completely on purpose. We knew what was happening, and it was all in the service of changing everything over. So we got a new playlist for you, and some classics in there as well. We love the nostalgia. We're just thinking nostalgically about the 2000s now as well.
Wednesday.
It is the longest running game show of all time on television. And they're going to be airing their 10,000th episode today of The Price is Right. So, of course, a lot of $10,000 prizes, a lot of surprises going to be in store. Drew Carey beside himself to deliver. Of course, we do miss Bob. But this is a wild fact about the 10,000th episode. They've had something like 75,000 contestants being told to come on down. That's like more than 7 people per episode? I don't remember 7 contestants per episode. But then again, sometimes people don't last that long on the show, and then they have to call another person. So, I don't know, maybe there's some episodes where there's like 10 people just rolling through. I don't know, I'm not worrying about the math. I'm just still worried someone's going to get sucked into the giant spinning wheel of win. Every single time I'm like, it's a little close. Blink-182, reformed once again, are now on the list for a couple of different festivals. Brand new lineup added for Shaky Knees 2025 with Blink and My Chemical Romance, Deftones, Vampire Weekend, Pixies, TV on the Radio, a whole bunch of others. That is for its 12th year, happening in September. However, they've added a second date for the already announced When We Were Young 2025 festival, which also features Blink as some of the headliners, alongside Weezer, Avril Lavigne, The Offspring, All Time Low, The Used, Yellow Card, Bad Religion. It goes on. It's a huge list, and there's going to be first day already announced on October 18th. in Las Vegas. Now they've added a date, same lineup for the 19th, and tickets are going to go on sale for that this Friday. Ozzy is in the news again. Of course, they're leading up to this farewell final Black Sabbath show. There's also a new documentary that is following his health journey he has been on recently with spinal surgeries and a diagnosis with Parkinson's. He is starting to get back in the gym again, and people are saying of him, he's the real-life Iron Man. Very curious to see this final concert when it arrives in whatever form that comes in. And sad news to end off on, Chris Jasper of the Isley Brothers has died at the age of 73. Fans remembering him, friends and family saying his legacy will live on as an inspiration for generations. He was a producer, songwriter, keyboardist. Unfortunately, he died following a cancer diagnosis that first arrived in December of last year. Got a cool $1.1 million to spend on a ticket to a festival? Some tells me no. Fire Festival coming back. That was Our Lady Peace with Sound the Alarm. I feel like maybe this is something that should be alarming. Fire 2.0 has the potential to be an even bigger disaster. The guy went to jail. You know, like he went to jail for 4 years for charges of wire fraud and was ordered to pay back $26 million. Maybe that explains the ticket price here. He is only 33, though. So, maybe he feels like he has another session behind bars in the tank, just in case it's needed. And now we are nearly 1 year to the day after the sad Wonka Fest display in the UK. I mean, not directly related to Firefest, but very much a similar thing. People sold a line, sold a story, and then arrived to the actual event only to find it a disorganized, chaotic mess that resembles nothing they were promised. The UK details about Firefest ticket sales and dates have arrived. Prices ranging from $1,400 USD at the lowest to $1.1 million US. Fools and their money shall soon be parted. That's parted, not partied, because we really don't think there's going to be one.
Transmission over. Want more Steve? New podcast episodes happen every Friday, or just tune into the Steve Reeve Show. Weekday mornings starting at 5:30 a.m. on 100.5 Cruz FM.